Musa sat under the sprawling branches of the dogoyaro tree, its broad leaves providing a cool shade from the midday sun. The air was filled with the hum of distant chatter from the village and the rustling of leaves. He closed his eyes, reminiscing about his days as the king's aide in the grand palace of Zazzau. It had been a life of service, loyalty, and deep respect. He had once stood beside King Ibrahim, advising him on matters of state, ensuring the smooth running of the court, and managing the daily influx of petitions from the people. The grandeur of the palace, the intricacies of court life, and the weight of his responsibilities seemed like a lifetime ago. His reverie was interrupted by the laughter and excited chatter of his grandchildren. Usman, Ahmad, Fatima, and Saadatu came running towards him, their faces beaming with joy. "Grandfather! Grandfather!" Usman called out breathlessly. "Tell us a story." Musa smiled warmly at them. "Ah, my dear ones, come and sit with me. I will tell you the story of the king's most beautiful daughter, Princess Hauwa." In a quaint village surrounded by lush green hills and farms, lived Princess Hauwa, the youngest and most beautiful daughter of King Ibrahim, the ruler of the village. Known for her kindness and gentle nature, Hauwa treated the villagers with the utmost respect. However, she faced a lifelong challenge: an unusually strong and unpleasant breath. Even as a child, Hauwa's breath was notably worse than that of her peers. And it only intensified as she grew older. The stench is an overpowering blend of rotting beans, decaying eggs, and putrid fish, and it always lingered in her wake. As Hauwa matured, the villagers began to distance themselves from her, making hurtful jokes and comments behind her back. Mothers would hastily pull their children indoors when Hauwa walked by, and her former friends would avoid her entirely. This treatment deeply saddened Hauwa. Despite her beauty and royal lineage, the young men from her village and neighboring kingdoms were deterred by her breath, choosing not to pursue marriage with her. Even within the palace, people would cover their noses before approaching her, leaving Hauwa feeling isolated and lonely. She eventually stopped venturing outside, spending most days in her bedroom, dreaming of true love and a man who could overlook her breath and cherish her kind heart. These dreams often felt impossible, and she shed many tears over her solitude. One hot sunny day, Hauwa was in her castle bedroom, fanning herself and hoping for a breeze through her open windows. She heard the lively sounds of drums and laughter from the village square, where people were celebrating the summer feast day. Feeling a rare sense of excitement, she decided to sneak out of the palace to observe the festivities unnoticed. For a brief time, Hauwa managed to blend into the shadows, watching as girls her age danced joyfully. However, a breeze soon carried her unfortunate breath through the crowd. The festivities came to an abrupt halt as people wrinkled their noses and searched for the source of the stench. When they realized it was Hauwa, their expressions turned to disgust, and whispers spread through the crowd. Humiliated and heartbroken, Hauwa's eyes filled with tears. She ran away from the gathering, seeking refuge behind some bushes. Crouched down and trembling, she hid behind a tree, praying that no one would find her. Hauwa began to cry deeply, for she wanted an end to her terrible breath that brought her nothing but pain and embarrassment. All of a sudden, she saw a bright light shine behind the tree, and when she looked, she saw a beautiful old woman approach her from the light. "Hello, Hauwa, I am your godmother," said the beautiful old woman. "Godmother?" replied Hauwa in shock. "Yes, Hauwa. I am here to help you. I know the solution that will end this bad breath," said the beautiful old woman. "But first, you should know that this curse came upon you when your father, the king, gave an order to sacrifice the most beautiful virgin in the village so that the kingdom would win the war against the dreadful Yakana kingdom. While the sacrifice helped the kingdom win the war, the virgin's mother laid a curse on the king that his most beautiful daughter would be born with terrible bad breath that would stay with her for the rest of her life. The breath would make everyone reject her, and she would live a lonely, embarrassing life." This made Hauwa cry profusely. "Don't cry, my child. There is a solution," said the beautiful old woman. "What is the solution? Tell me." exclaimed Hauwa.